liking what they changed with it. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so now I do the survival explained battleground. So, with survival, going over the talents first, throwing axe is pretty much your only option here. It's the only ranged ability you have. 30-yard range does extra damage, so animal instinct's not very good. That other talent's also not very good, so throwing axe is your choice here. With the level 30, bro, you can't change any of these. I like mortal wounds the best because I do like spreading lacerate to multiple targets. The 2% damage to gain a charge of Mongoose Bite is fairly nice, and it just adds extra damage on top of spreading your lacerate, and does give you extra charges. Snake Hunter is good because it lets you burst very easily, and Murder of Crows is good for the dot damage. Here I use Post Haste just because it frees me of movement impairing effects. However, I've seen people use Disengage, and I've also seen people use Trailblazer. The 60 row, you only want to use Guerrilla Tactics because it's the only kind of thing that increases the damage of your explosive trap. Ranger's Net for the stun, and the slow, not a stun, it's just a slow and a root, so that's why I use that. Butchery because it does a ton of damage. And Expert Trapper because it increases the damage of your dots. So, with that being said, I will run in and kind of show the basic rotation of Survival Hunter. And this just increases the damage of your explosive trap. Both these talents suck, and the 90 row, you can switch any of those talents out. The 90 row is the most adaptable row out of all of them. So, feel free to play around with that, guys. Feel free to play around with the 90 row. Everything else I suggest sticking here. The 30 row, the 90 row, the ones you can switch out the most. And to throw that trap, hopefully it'll hit that guy. Just kidding. Doesn't hit him. Not a huge deal. We'll go on the flag carrier here. We're going to root him with our thing. I'm going to use cooldowns here. Slash defensives because I am getting bursted here. I'm going to root everyone. And I will use Butchery here because both of those guys are around me. So, and again, Butchery does hit very hard. I'm going to use Aspect of the Eagle, which is my burst. Does give me a 20% damage increase. That guy just absolutely destroying me, by the way. And again, I am destroying him though, so who really won that? Okay, I'm dead. Well, there it is, boys. There it is. So again, let me go over the talents real quick, and then I'll actually kind of focus on my gameplay. Throwing Axis because it gives you a ranged attack. Mortal Wounds because it gives your Lacerate, which is your hardest hitting ability to refresh your Mongoose Bite, which is your second hardest hitting ability. Post Haste for the movement speed increase and immunity to movement impairing effects. Guerrilla Tactics because it makes your explosive trap / gives your other traps extra effects. Ranger's Net because it roots people and slows them for a lot. Butchery because I like the AoE damage it gives and does tons of damage. You can switch these out with Serpent Sting or Dragon's Fire Grenade. And Expert Trapper because it does increase the damage of your explosive trap. So again here, I can apply Lacerate, throw my explosive trap down, and just Mongoose Bite, Flanking Strike, and he's dead. So again, Lacerate. Apply Lacerate to this Hunter as well. Or the Paladin, sorry. And go on this Warrior here. Again, reapply Lacerate. I'm going to use my Eagle thing here. Just kidding, he fears me. Since I'm away from him, I'm going to Throwing Axe him. I'm going to Tar Trap, just to apply a root effect on the Warrior to kind of peel for that guy. Again, going to Harpoon that guy as well. And Mongoose Bite and Flanking Strike, and reapply my dots. I'm definitely going to take a bunch of damage here. Not even sure if I'll necessarily live. He is getting pocket heals from the, whatever it's called, Paladin, for some reason. Don't know why, so I guess they're butt buddies or something, so that happens every now and then. And yeah, Fury Warrior OP. Fury Warrior OP, guys, never forget. Pretty much all I did there. I mean, I don't know why. Their health wasn't fucking moving. But I could have popped Burst. That might have saved my ass. I could have also popped Hellstone. That could have also saved my ass. But was just too stupid to use it. So, again here, I'll kind of explain the rotation / abilities I'm using and why. I'm going to go on the healer here. Gonna root him for gore, throw a trap out. Gonna hit multiple people here. I'm gonna use Flurry, or Fury. I don't even know what this ability is called, because it just does a ton of damage. Butchery is the ability name. Again, gonna throw a Lacerate on him. Does die before I get to him. So usually when there's 2/3 people in a kind of small area, like there was there with the Shaman and the Mage, you're gonna want to use Butchery because it does do a ton of damage. It does just a ton of physical damage and pretty much does extra damage for every person that's around. So again here, gonna root actually, and then throw explosive trap. Use my mongoose bite, use my throwing axes since he's out of range, and the bleed and throwing axes will do the job for me. So butchery is very nice when there's a lot of people in a small area. When you're doing single target rotation is lacerate, mongoose bite as a filler, flanking strike whenever it's off cooldown, and then I don't really use raptor strike all that much. Ideally, I just use lacerate and spread that to multiple targets. So again here, lacerate, harpoon, explosive trap, mongoose bite, and then I would have flanking strike there as well, but he died too fast. So again, I'll try to throw the rotation out there again. It's pretty simple when you get it down, but it's definitely hard to master, I'd say, is the thing with this. So with him, this warrior, I'm probably going to pop cooldowns because I have no one else to pop cooldowns on. Gonna mongoose bite, flanking strike, and just keep on using mongoose bite. Gonna go on this guy here. Going to explosive trap, flanking strike, and mongoose bite. Gonna trinket that mongoose bite. I'm gonna use my artifact ability here because it does do increased damage for the amount of mongoose bites I do have up. Gonna harpoon to this guy, use flanking strike on him, and mongoose bite if he wouldn't have died, but he died too fast. And again here, just always remember that harpoon does get reset off killing blows. So I'm gonna try to actually catch up to this guy. I might be able to. If I do get a harpoon off, he is probably dead. Okay, yep. So, got the root on him. Gonna also tar trap him, going to explosive trap him, step out of that static shock. Going to flanking strike, mongoose bite. I can't flanking strike because my pet's not in range, so that's kind of the shitty part about it. If your pet's not in range, you won't be able to get a flanking strike off, so I believe that is the worst thing I've seen out of the Blizzard design, so pretty much, again, rotation is lacerate just for the damage over time. Again, here I'll show the kind of rotation on this guy. Lacerate for damage over time, explosive trap just to get that damage off because it hits for like 400,000. Gonna just dot that guy, he's dead. And again, lacerate, mongoose bite, and flanking strike just for the damage. Lacerate, mongoose bite, flanking strike for the damage. And since I have nothing to press here, I'm just going to reapply lacerate onto multiple targets. And he did use ice block there, so again, lacerate does a ton of damage. Lacerate, gonna throw that. Okay, whatever. Since he's in range, I'm gonna throw throwing axes out, but since he'd kind of died too fast, I didn't really get damage off there. I've seen some survival hunters fight with Snake and just spam Raptor Strike and heals you for 40% of the damage, so he was practically unkillable in that window. Servant? Wait, Snake. Snake Hunter? Oh yeah, Snake Hunter can be good. I don't really like using Raptor Strike. I mean, uses 25 focus. If you want to use kind of a more Raptor Strike / self-heal build, you can use Snake Hunter or Murder of Crows. And then with that build, you will be healing from your Raptor Strike, even though I believe it's not that much. I don't know how much it heals you for. I know it's not a whole bunch. I personally don't use that build. I'll take a gander where Raptor Strike heals. It's around here. 40% of the damage done by Raptor Strike does heal you. Spitting Cobra. Spitting Cobra, I've seen people play that too as well. I've never used it myself though, so I can't give my thoughts about it. Did see a rogue there, I'm gonna throw a flare out. Didn't get him. Feels bad. We will... we'll call him the flag carrier, I guess. He's just standing up there. I might be able to harpoon to him. Imagining Alliance is leaving or something. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll just run around, you know? We'll figure it out. That guy's dead. Okay. Now I can actually get my burst off on someone. We'll go on you, rogue. Gonna get that trap off. Explosive trap hits for 600,000 non-crit. I do have a hunter on me as well, so I might die here. He is gonna dodge most of my stuff. Gonna go on this hunter here. Gonna apply lacerate, use flanking strike, use another lacerate. Gonna switch to the healer, use max effect of the eagle for the 20% increased damage, and pretty much just burst this guy into the ground with gore. Again, you do have like a 15-yard range with your weapon as a survival hunter, so definitely the best part about it. And you'll see there, I just chunked him super hard. That was mostly me. Again, the rotation is lacerate, explosive trap, mongoose bite, and flanking strike, and that's pretty much all you do. I don't use Raptor Strike all that much because it's kind of a filler ability, honestly. If you don't have anything to press, you can use Raptor Strike, but most of the time, Flanking Strike costs so much focus that you are just focus starved most of the time, so that's why I don't really use Raptor Strike all that often, and when I am using my focus spending abilities, it's mostly just Lacerate on multiple targets, so then I will get more Mongoose Bites off, and that's generally the playstyle. When you do have, I'd say, 4 or more stacks of Mongoose Bite, you do want to use your Artifact ability, which just does physical damage and has it increased by, I'm sure, the same damage increased by Mongoose Fury, so we'll try to get an example of it here. I'm going to Harpoon, Lacerate, Mongoose Bite, and you want to get one thing of Mongoose Bites off as well, in case you get the reset on it kind of fast. I'm going to throw a Tar Trap there, and I'm going to Butchery here because there's just a ton of people around me. I should have applied Lacerate to this guy first, so that's my mistake. And again here, he's probably just going to die. I'm going to go jump to the warrior since I do just need kind of to get out of here. I'm going to apply that explosive trap even though it doesn't hit anyone. So you'll see there that in that small group my butchery did do just a ton of damage. Most of it was pets admittedly, but it still had the impacts that I was looking for. I'm going to go in there spawn just because I can. Going to harpoon to this guy. Going to use Mongoose on him. Going to apply Lacerate to anyone. Just going to use this. I'm in line of sight of my healer, so I believe I'm fine here. I'm going to throw that down. Throw that down. Going to use Burst here. Probably going to go on the Rogue since I do hit Rogue's the artist. I'm going to feign death here. Hopefully I just live. Hopefully. I'm going to use my artifact ability here just because I have nothing else to use. And I do fall over. Feels bad, man, but that's fine. Instant res, I'm down for that. So again, rotation, pretty much. Haven't used my Hellstone once, by the way. Don't know what's wrong with me. Rotation is Lacerate any target you really want to. I don't think there's one thing wrong with using Lacerate on everyone. After that, you want to Explosive Trap and get 1 stack. Okay, what are you doing, bud? You're probably going to kill me here, honestly, but we'll try and play this to my advantage. If I can get range and just kind of make range. There we go. I'm going to apply Lacerate on him here. He's going to run out of my flare. I don't think he has Vanish. I'm going to use Mongoose Bite, Flanking Strike. Reapply my Lacerate, Flanking Strike. He does use Evasion, so he's kind of just going to try and get away. I'm going to root him with my Ranger's Net. Root him again. Slow him with it. No. He is still dodging. I do believe I'm fine because Lacerate does hit very hard. Most of my damage, you'll see Lacerate's always probably one of my top damaging abilities because the dot on Lacerate, it's a very short dot. 16 million damage. I haven't reset my Scada yet, so it's kind of mixed between the other specs as well, but it does 500,000 damage over 12 seconds. Usually most dots do damage over 15 seconds or 18 seconds, I believe. So the 12-second cooldown on that is very strong. He did just step out of my traps. Most of the time you will want to root. I'm going to use cooldowns here. He did use Temporal Shield. Don't know why. Hopefully he just kind of steps into my trap. Wow, you are... I don't know what's happening to you right there, bud. Okay, whatever. I'm probably dead here, guys. I'm going to try and just live. Again, I'm going to throw another Explosive Trap. Use Flanking Strike. Gonna try and just use Lacerate on everyone. I will get a heal off of that 1 death of the mage. Could have used Hellstone. Kinda just shit all over my brain when I don't use Hellstones, so... Again, rotation was kind of just use Lacerate on everyone, use Mongoose Bite, and use Flanking Strike, and that's all you really have to do. If you want to slow, you can use Ranger's Net. It is our 1 slow, so we'll go on this guy, I suppose. We'll show the burst. I'm just kidding. We're gonna go on this guy. He is going to try and burst me. I'm just going to create distance, use Lacerate on him, probably use my own stone. He's probably going to try and vanish here soon. And a feign death here. Waiting for that vanish so I can just pop flare. Again, reapply my Lacerate with that. I still do. There's the vanish. Gonna use turtle here. Reapply my Lacerate, and he should just die from my dot, honestly. Why would you do such things, you barbarian? There we go. And you're dead. Congrats. You're gonna dodge most of my stuff. Well, you dodge throwing axes, though. Nah, whatever. What honor talents am I running? Honor talents, honor talents for survival are pretty bad. I do use Sticky Tar just because it roots people in place. You also can use Diamond Eyes because it does stun people with your Freezing Trap. Master's Call for the Root. Freedom of Root. Spider Sting for the Silence. Survival Tactics for the damage reduction. Again, with most honor talents, the talents are interchangeable. Wonder if you'll burst me and delete me before the battlegrounds ends. No? Okay, that's fine. So again, just a general kind of crash course of Survival Hunter. Apply Lacerate is a very hard hitting dot. Outside of Lacerate, you want to use Flanking Strike, or you want to get one stack of Mongoose Bite off so you can get the chance to gain that stack back whenever you use Flanking Strike or do damage with Lacerate. Once you use one Mongoose Bite, you want to throw down a Flanking Strike or Explosive Trap, doesn't matter which order. Usually how I do is Lacerate, Mongoose Bite, Explosive Trap, Flanking Strike, Mongoose Bite, and then just keep using Mongoose Bite or Tar Trap or all that stuff, and then just make sure your Lacerate doesn't fall off. Use Flanking Strike on cooldown, and use Mongoose Bite whenever it is up, and that is generally the survival kind of playstyle. And then keep in mind of your artifact ability, which just does physical damage increased based on your Mongoose Bite stacks, and Butchery, which will do a ton of AoE damage increased by how many targets are in your area. So that's generally how you play survival.